All right, now let's move a dot with key presses. First, let's actually copy this code and we'll paste it here and we'll run it and we'll see, here's what we want, left, 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 right, 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 left, right. Cool, okay, that's what we want. It says move dot with left and right arrows. To achieve this, we will start with a near empty, we'll start with virtually nothing, okay? So if we run this, we get an empty app, cool. So the first thing we want to do is create our redraw all, which takes an app and a canvas, and let's do tab canvas dot create text. We want to just put the label out there. Half the width, half the height. The text can be, I'll probably put this nice wrap around here. The text can be something like move dot with left and right arrows, and we can set some nice font if we wanted to. Also, font could be Arial 20, 30 bold, sure, why not? Okay, when we run this, oh boy, maybe it should have been at the top, and maybe 30 should have been 20. Okay, there we go. Move dot with left and right arrows. Now we need to make a dot. Well, what information do you need for that dot? We need to know where it is, how big it is, and its color, okay? And where do you set that information up? You do that in app started, which only takes the app and loads the app up, loads the model up with the information we need to start the app. To begin with, we have to know where the center X, we're going to use CX as an abbreviation for center X of the dot is. We'll start that out at the center of the window, okay? And this being pixels, we might as well do that, though we don't necessarily have to in tcanter. CY would be, of course, the width, height over 2. We'll have a radius. Let's just say the circle could be, say, a radius of 20. This might be a little different in the notes, but close enough. And finally, we should have a color, okay, or a fill. Oh, well, you know what? I think it's always green, so it doesn't matter for now. Cool. So we've created this, and if we run this, of course, there's no circle. There's no dot. We've only stored the properties. We actually have to draw it and redraw all. So here we'll also canvas, create oval, and it'll take the center minus R. We've seen this before in graphics, and then the center plus R. And finally, the fill should be, we'll do green for now. Okay, go ahead and run this, and look, a dot. Pretty exciting. Okay, if you want to have a bigger radius, we could change that. Whatnot. Fine. Now we want to move the dot. We want to move the dot in response to key presses. Okay, so what do? Def key pressed. Key press takes the app and the event. Okay, and we want to go left if they press left. So if event dot if the key is uppercase L left, then we want to go left, and then L if the key is uppercase right, then we want to go right. Okay, so now what does it mean to go left? What it means to go left is to change CX by subtracting some amount. We'll do 10 for now. And to go right, we want to increase CX. Now, what else do we do? Do we redraw here? And the answer is absolutely not. In MVC, in Model View Controller, all keyPressed does is modify your model, modify your app state, and that's it. Then redraw all will be called, and redraw all will draw this oval, this circle, in the new location, and that's how it gets moved. So we go ahead and run this. Left, 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 right, 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 right. And there it is. We have a dot moving with left and right arrows. It'll go off the screen, sure. It's out there. It's just off the screen, off the canvas, and it'll go off to the other side. But it moves. Cool. So now let's go ahead and bound this. So we have move dot with arrows, which is, this is approximately what we just wrote. The radius here is 40, no big deal. And now we can move it with arrows and bounds. So we want to make it stop when it hits the left edge. So right here, as we're moving to the left and subtracting, well, after we've moved it, we'll say, hey, if it's less than 0, go ahead and just make it equal to 0. Okay, now when I run, left, 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 left. Look at the center carefully. Not less than 0, not less than 0, not less than 0. Bam, less than 0. So now as I'm hitting, nothing's happening. It's hitting left. Now I'll go right and we come off. So now we've bounded it on the left. There are multiple different ways we can bound. Okay, you can bound it so that, once again, if I run here and I show you and I hit the left, you can bound it so that right there it stops. So the left edge of the circle stops. You can bound it so the middle stops. You can bound it so the right edge stops. Each of those are perfectly legitimate ways to bound. Inside here, what we're doing is we're checking if cx minus r is less than 0. Well, the cx minus the radius is the left edge. So this tests if the left edge is less than 0. And then it does something interesting. It sets the center to the radius. The reason for that is you might shoot beyond the left edge, and this adjusts it so it fits just so. Let's copy this code. Let's put it here. And let's see, it's slightly different than what we just did. Left, 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 left. And now this one locks down right as the left edge gets on the edge. And if it were to extend a little over, this line of code right here adjusts it so the left edge is exactly on the left edge. And of course, we did the same thing the other way around for the right edge. The right edge says, this is the test. This is the right edge of the circle, the center plus the radius. If it gets beyond the right edge of the screen, adjust the center to be the right edge of the screen minus the radius, which means the right edge of the circle winds up exactly at the right edge of the screen after that. Cool, so now we can bound. Well, instead of bounding, another thing we can do is wrap around. So let's look at wrap around to the left. As we extend beyond the left edge, what we can do is, instead of locking to the left edge, we can shoot over to the right edge. Okay, so in fact, for starters, just to show you what we can do, let's do width over 2, just to show you that we can. So as I'm going to the left, I'm left, 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 bam! I can do whatever I want as we hit the left edge. Like I can set it to the middle. Instead, I can set it to be the right edge. So if I just do this, app.width, left, 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 and as I get to the edge, bam, I come out the right edge. Now that set the center to the right edge. Maybe I want to re-enter the right edge slowly, so I can do the right, my center is the width plus my radius. Watch what that does. Left, 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 left. And as I exit, the circle's like out here, just past the edge. So the next left, it starts to emerge. If I'm going to do it that way, I probably only want to exit not when the left edge of the circle reaches the left edge, but when the right edge does. In other words, not when this happens, but when that happens. Now, I'm going to go here, left, left, left. I start disappearing, and as that last bit goes, I've now wrapped around. Cool. And that's wraparound, which of course you can do with a right arrow as well, and as this code does for you. Okay, so that was wraparound. And finally, you can do this in 2 dimensions. Okay, so anything that we do with X and with left and right, we can also do with Y and with up and down using CY. It's exactly the same. And if we do that, then you see, oops, what you get is this. Left, 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 right, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. So usually when you're coding something in 2 dimensions, not always, but usually, if you think really hard about the horizontal dimension, you often get the vertical dimension all but for free simply by adapting your code, which is exactly what happened here. Up became left, right became down, CX became CY, and everything else just basically worked. Okay, and that is how we're going to move dots with key presses.